How's it hanging, dudes and dudettes? My name is Shawn, and oh my god, okay, so we got a new insight video. I'm not gonna lie, it's a kind of a rehash of the same dev diary. They give us a lot of the same points, but there are a few key parts in here that is a little bit different. They do expand on a little bit, so I kind of want to get right on into that, you know what I mean? But of course, if you're new here, like, subscribe. If you find your way back, what are you doing? Why have you not?
Stop it. Get some help.
You know what I mean? Like, what is your problem? Anyway, okay, look, okay, we do have memberships. That's cool. So, moving on. Now, zoning, zoning, and zoned. Good title, but there's not a whole lot here. There is a couple spots, like in spot 44. Now, this is going to be a little bit of an unscripted video. We're just kind of going to go through here, and I'm going to show you a couple key spots, because I don't think there's a lot here that we really need to know about, but I do want to show you a couple of spots. So, first up, we have this little spot right here.
Zoning tool is added to your mouse, and it's the right click on your mouse, so it's not a separate tool anymore.
And you can even zone over existing zones.
Okay, so this is a nice little touch. I don't really think it deserves almost a whole minute dedicated to it, but it is a very nice touch. Like I said before in one of my videos, that there's these nice little quality of life touches that we now have, and is going to make a really big difference in the game. Just being able to de-zone stuff by not having a separate feature, but just being able to right click, left click, and just be able to plop zones and over zone things, and the game works automatically and knows what to do. That is a huge step up. I do like that. I mean, it's a small thing, but it's not to be understated, right? So the next little timestamp we have here is 126, and it's medium density. Let's get it to 126 here, guys. All right, let's see. Medium density. Let's back up just a little bit. All right, let's play.
In the first game, there were only 2 residential zone types. In the second game, we are introducing third level, medium.
Okay, they say third level, but they actually give you a couple of options past the third level, right? And they're getting ready to tell you how there's commercial that's going to be on the bottom, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing. Let's just listen real quick.
Medium density row housing, medium density apartment buildings, mixed housing with shops at the bottom and apartments at the top, as well as a low rent.
Yeah, so it says a lot about you know, they say there's the third level, but there's like 6 different options. I think it's a great thing, and you know, it's one of those things that is really going to make the game feel unique in and of itself. But it goes into another spot that I want to talk about, like right about here somewhere.
Is rent, so the residents of the building doesn't have to pay that much.
The mixed housing buildings have the separate section for shops and apartments, and they can mix and match to create a large variety.
Look at this pan right here, guys. Look at this. Yeah, okay, so it's not necessarily modular, but everything does kind of like fit together and randomizes a little bit to constantly give your city just a little bit of a different look and feel. Like with these different types of buildings now, you can plop them down anywhere and they're going to build, and they're always going to look a little bit different. At least that's the theory behind it, right? I think that's a really great point. So now on to the next timestamp we have, I think it's 244, so we're just gonna let this play.
The zoned industry has 2 categories of buildings. Most of the buildings are manufacturing companies, but there are also warehouses where these companies can store their produced goods before they are sent further into the commercial sector or other manufacturing companies or outside connections.
Okay, so I'm not sure how I feel about this. Warehouses will just accompany the industrial company's building, right? And so you don't necessarily have like a whole district for, you know, warehouse storage like you did in CS1. So that's a good thing, but also the fact that they just kind of accompany them with themselves, like we don't get to place them or anything like that. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but something that we'll just have to live with, I guess. In a few more seconds, though, 3:20 I think is our next timestamp I have written down here. He will talk about new feature specialization. So let's listen to that.
The game has a new feature called City Specialization Bonus. This means that companies working on same materials and producing similar goods, when placed in close proximity, these companies gain an increase in efficiency, which in turn increases their productivity and profit.
All right, so that's a good thing, right? So make sure when you're planning out your industries that, you know, some of the things that have overlapping resources and overlapping uses, make sure that you kind of zone them accordingly. Get them all in the same area. Of course, later on, they're going to tell us about how, you know, how there's different types of later on, they're going to tell us about how different citizens and companies will tell you where they want to build their stuff, and you have to kind of make, you know, things happen for them, and, you know, as far as infrastructure and stuff like that, and plan accordingly. So there's going to be a lot of planning. I don't know if they said it's going to be less complicated but more complex. Those things are the same thing, so I don't know. I personally don't mind it. I like getting into the nitty gritty of it. Some people might not. They're trying to make it easier for people to just hop into the game, but that seems a little bit complex, and those of us veterans will be fine with that. We'll take it on the chin and we'll figure it out pretty quick. But other ones, you know, I really hopefully that there's like just kind of like an autoplay option. It just kind of runs, and you don't have to do a whole lot of that stuff. Like, there's not gonna be that many issues. But if you want to really optimize everything, you can really get in there and the nitty gritty, right? I really hope that's a thing, right? So. All right, so for our next timestamp, we have the signature buildings timestamp, which is where?
Buildings. These are unique, ploppable zone buildings that decrease the demand of the zone type they are in.
Yes, okay. So this is what I'm talking about right here. This certain signature buildings, and there's like a whole meter for signature buildings and where they're at. So there's got to be many multiple signature buildings. They all decrease the demand in that zoned area, which I think is really great. So that might be where a lot of the lower cars are coming from. There might just be a lot of these signature buildings placed all the way around the city, and just, you know, just to look at the city and show off the signature buildings. But they seem to be, you know, pretty unique buildings. I hope there's a lot of them. I hope they add a lot more, and I hope we're able to like mod and asset our own signature buildings. That'd be really cool, right? So I don't know, that's about it. I just wanted to chop this up and kind of come through here with some of the key points. I just kind of wanted to keep it a little less informal, you know, a little less editing on my part. I just kind of wanted to connect with you guys and talk about what I see in this insight video. You know, and there's a couple good things here. I mean, it's kind of a rehash of the old video of the Dev Diary, but it's not that big a deal. I do kind of like it. There are a couple of, you know, key insights that kind of let us into. So I don't know, comment section below, guys. Let me know what you're thinking, and you know, until next time, piss off.
2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy. I've been